A breaking news alert flashes across screens worldwide, instantly capturing the attention of millions. The world is on edge, as tensions in the South China Sea reach a boiling point. Allied warships challenge Beijing's claims in South China Sea. The headlines are stark, underscoring the gravity of the unfolding situation. The region, long a flashpoint for international disputes, now finds itself at the center of a high-stakes standoff. Footage shows a formidable flotilla slicing through turquoise waters, 4 nations, 1 message. Their presence is not just a show of force but a declaration of shared purpose and resolve. At the helm, a Philippine Navy vessel leads, flanked by US, Australian and Canadian warships. Together they form a united front, their hulls cutting through contested waters as a symbol of international cooperation. Each ship, bristling with advanced weaponry and technology, projects unity and resolve. Sophisticated radar arrays scan the horizon while missile systems stand ready, a clear signal that these vessels are prepared for any contingency. Helicopters patrol overhead, their presence underscoring the seriousness of the mission. The whir of rotors and the vigilant eyes of their crews add another layer of security, ensuring that the fleet remains protected from threats above and below. This is no drill, it's a real-time assertion of international law and freedom of navigation. Every maneuver is deliberate, every order precise, as crews remain on high alert, aware that a single misstep could escalate the situation. The world watches as these steel titans challenge sweeping territorial claims. News outlets broadcast live updates, analysts debate the implications, and citizens everywhere wonder what the next move will be. Diplomats from Washington to Beijing monitor every move, aware of the stakes. In embassy situation rooms, officials track the fleet's progress, weighing responses and preparing for rapid shifts in the geopolitical landscape. This joint patrol is a calculated act of strategic communication, not just a routine exercise. Behind closed doors, commanders and officers from different nations coordinate tactics, share intelligence, and reinforce their commitment to a common cause. The message, the rules governing the world's oceans are not up for unilateral revision. International maritime law, painstakingly negotiated over decades, stands as the foundation for peace and stability at sea. As these ships sail together on September 6, 2025, they navigate not just the sea but the treacherous currents of modern geopolitics. Every nautical mile brings new challenges, from unpredictable weather to the ever-present risk of confrontation. The tension is palpable, the stakes immense. On deck, sailors stand watch, their faces etched with determination, knowing that their actions could shape the course of history. These warships are more than symbols, they are instruments of a united stand. The raising of Allied flags signals not just solidarity, but a promise to uphold the principles that bind nations together. The world holds its breath as the balance of power is tested in real time. In these contested waters, the future of international order is being written, one wave, one decision, one alliance at a time. The South China Sea is the world's busiest maritime superhighway. 1/3 of global shipping, over $3.4 trillion annually, passes through these waters. Disruption here would send shockwaves through the global economy, affecting everything from electronics to food. Beneath the waves lie vast reserves of oil, gas, and some of the world's richest fishing grounds. Control over these resources drives fierce competition and shapes national strategies. For the US, open access is vital for power projection. For China, control means security and influence. The sea lanes connect the Pacific and Indian Oceans, making this region a strategic chessboard. The presence of Allied warships is a direct response to these high stakes. They sail to protect not just maritime law, but the foundation of global commerce and regional stability. The joint exercises are a showcase of seamless multinational cooperation, where navies from across the globe unite their strengths and expertise. This is not just a display of ships and technology, but a living example of how nations can work together for a common purpose. 4 navies operate as one, sharing real-time data and executing complex maneuvers, anti-submarine drills, air defense, encrypted communications. Every move is coordinated, every decision made with input from multiple nations, demonstrating a level of trust and interoperability that takes years to build. When a US Poseidon aircraft detects a potential threat, the Australian destroyer and Canadian frigate respond in perfect sync, moving into position with practiced precision. This rapid, unified response is only possible through countless hours of joint training and shared commitment. Each ship brings unique strengths to the formation. US and Australian destroyers equipped with advanced Aegis systems for missile defense, Canada's renowned anti-submarine expertise, and the ability to track threats beneath the waves, while the Philippines contributes invaluable local knowledge of the region's waters, currents, and maritime conditions, ensuring the fleet can operate safely and effectively in any scenario. The message is clear. Any act of aggression will be met with a swift, coordinated response. The combined presence of these navies sends a powerful signal to would-be adversaries. This collective defense posture raises the cost of provocation and deters destabilizing actions, making it clear that peace and stability are protected by more than just words. Beyond hardware and tactics, these drills build trust and personal bonds among sailors and officers. Shared meals, conversations, and camaraderie turn allies into friends, strengthening the human connections that underpin military alliances. They learn each other's procedures, share best practices, and develop a common language of cooperation, forging a resilient network ready to respond together in any crisis. The unity on display is about more than ships or technology. It's about people, from different backgrounds and cultures, committed to upholding a secure and stable maritime order for all. These exercises are a proactive investment in peace through strength, ensuring that the seas remain open and safe for everyone who depends on them. The world sees not just military might, but a coalition of nations standing together, ready to defend shared values and promote lasting peace on the world's oceans. For the Philippines, these patrols are a bold assertion of sovereignty. Facing pressure in its own waters, Manila has turned to its allies, strengthening partnerships and modernizing its forces. By hosting and joining these exercises, the Philippines proves it's not a passive player but an assertive partner. US, Australian, and Canadian support translates treaties into real-world capability, giving the Philippine Navy invaluable training. This alliance strategy levels the playing field, turning vulnerability into resilience. Aggression against a Philippine vessel now challenges the entire alliance. Manila's message: our actions are defensive, lawful, and supported by a coalition committed to a free Indo-Pacific. The world takes note as the Philippines stands firm, backed by powerful friends. Scarborough Shoal, known as Panatag Shoal to Filipinos, sits at the very heart of a complex and heated maritime dispute. This small yet strategically significant atoll has become a symbol of national pride and international tension. Once a traditional fishing ground for generations of Filipino fishermen, it fell under Chinese control in 2012, effectively blocking Filipino access and altering the livelihoods of many who depend on these waters. For Manila, the issue is deeply tied to sovereignty and survival. For Beijing, it represents a strategic outpost crucial for asserting dominance in the region. If militarized, the shoal would complete China's control triangle in the South China Sea, a move that could shift the balance of power in this vital maritime corridor. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled against China's expansive claims, affirming the rights of the Philippines to these waters, a decision hailed by many as a victory for international law. Beijing rejected the ruling outright, but for Manila and its allies, it serves as a legal and moral anchor, a beacon of hope in a turbulent sea of geopolitical maneuvering. These naval exercises near Scarborough are not just military maneuvers, they are an operational assertion of that ruling, a demonstration of unity and resolve among nations. The Allied presence challenges China's control and reinforces the principle that law, not force, should govern the seas, a principle that is crucial for maintaining peace and stability. Warships here are a stark reminder to the world that unilateral militarization is not accepted, and that the international community stands firm against such actions. The stakes are undeniably high, but the door to diplomacy remains open, offering a path to peaceful resolution and cooperation in these contested waters. Official statements from the Allies echo a unified message: commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific. The US emphasizes lawful operations and freedom of navigation. Australia highlights regional security and the importance of UNCLOS. Canada links its presence to upholding international law and peaceful dispute resolution. The Philippines frames the patrol as a defense of sovereignty and a milestone in regional security. Together, these voices form a powerful narrative: alliance, law, and a shared vision for peaceful seas. The world hears a chorus demanding respect for international norms. Beijing's response is swift and forceful. China condemns the patrols as foreign interference, asserting indisputable sovereignty over the South China Sea. The PLA deploys ships and jets to shadow the Allied warships, broadcasting its own show of strength. China's strategy blends military buildup with gray zone tactics. Coast Guard and militia harass rivals, artificial islands expand its reach. From Beijing's view, these actions are defensive, a response to perceived U.S. containment. The joint patrols are seen as provocation, justifying China's assertive posture. This narrative of historical grievance and encirclement shapes every move. The region is caught between competing visions of order and sovereignty. ASEAN, at the heart of the dispute, walks a diplomatic tightrope. Some members, like the Philippines and Vietnam, quietly welcome Allied support against China's assertiveness. Yet, economic ties with Beijing run deep, and no nation wants to risk retaliation. Internal divisions prevent a unified ASEAN stance, with some states aligning with China. The bloc issues cautious statements calling for peace and adherence to law, but rarely names China. Negotiations for a binding code of conduct drag on, hampered by disagreements. The Allied exercises complicate ASEAN's balancing act, shrinking the space for neutrality. The fear, the region could become a proxy battleground, forcing hard choices ASEAN was meant to avoid. The joint patrol signals a new Indo-Pacific security landscape. Alliances are evolving into flexible, interconnected webs. Minilateral groups like the Quad and AUKUS, and now this four-nation exercise, reflect shared concerns about China's rise. Nations are hedging, strengthening ties with each other and outside powers. The risk, with so many militaries in close quarters, a single incident could spark crisis. Clear communication and crisis management are more vital than ever. The future of the South China Sea hangs in the balance, cooperation or conflict. Naval power sends a message, but lasting peace requires diplomacy and law. The real work of securing the region's future must happen at the negotiating table, not just on the waves.